We're here at the CES in Las Vegas, where technology is changing advertising. We're doing a series of video interviews with VideoAmp, where we're talking to technologists and thought leaders about measurement, about attribution, and about data, and how they're revolutionizing advertising.
So for us at IAB, advanced TV is a concept. It's evolving, it's changing along with consumer behavior and technology and media and advertising. It's essentially bringing the traditional approach of buying, executing, and measuring and delivering television, but into the digital age. So it encompasses for us the worlds of OTT and connected TV, where you've got IP-delivered content. It includes addressable TV, which is essentially serving a single ad to a single household. And then it's increasingly important that we start to think about audience-based, data-driven targeting of linear TV as well, which is becoming part of the portfolio of solutions that advertisers can think about when they're wanting to reach consumers in a more precise ways on television. I think TV advertisers are realizing they need to reach consumers where they are, and in classic programmatic in the display world, that was inventory that was available in exchanges. The reality is in TV, you have automation, you have data being brought to the table, but the buying process really is still pretty traditional. You've got upfront media, and where exchanges do exist, it's really more of a private marketplace to control that supply and that demand. So I think advertisers ultimately want to reach their target consumer, and so I think we're going to start to see more programmatic capabilities entering the advanced TV space. It's going to take a while to put all those pieces together and really streamline the buying process. Yeah, I would say in pieces, yes. The convergence, as advertisers increasingly understand that the audience they want to reach on the big screen, living room experience, a lot of those consumers are now streaming television. They're ultimately, they've cut the cord, they're shaving the cord, and those audiences that are watching OTT and on-demand services, they tend not to be the audiences that a linear TV is going to find on classic television. So it's imperative that those brands, to reach that incremental audience, really start to understand what OTT is, how to connect with that consumer on connected TV, and what some of these suite of solutions to both deliver but also measure in this new world. Holistic campaign measurement, the holy grail within that request is ultimately unduplicated reach, and that's probably the hardest thing that everyone is trying to grapple with and get more consistency around. I'm hopeful that with improved identifiers and identity management across platforms, that we'll start to see an evening out and an understanding of uniques, and that should help with frequency management and ultimately ROI measurement for the advertiser. Automatic content recognition, ACR, is a tool that it's a measurement tool that allows the advertiser, the buyer, to understand what people are actually watching in real time. So the powerful thing there is if you're an autos manufacturer, you want to understand, was your ad actually impactful in getting a consumer to show up in the dealership? This is where ACR can really help come into play, because it's agnostic as to what screen is actually being measured. And so for not just autos, but for any vertical, you really want to understand that consumer in all the touch points, and ACR can help that. The autonomous vehicle universe, we'll see how that plays out as a media environment, but it'll be really interesting to see as more transportation takes place in the context of self-driving, what that means for media consumption.